And sent my toddler some gifts, so let's unbox it. If bad thing, depending on what product.
Put that down.
Oh, you mean this?
I had no idea how many products were available for children when it comes to skincare, so let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's just get right into it. So there's a new skincare line called Rainy, I believe is how you say it, by Shay Mitchell, and it's kind of taken the internet by storm. And I have some thoughts and I wanted to share them. So before even thinking about creating this video, which I feel very passionate about, I didn't realize that there were already brands on the market for kids skincare. Now here's where I stand on this, plain and simple. A child from birth to the year age 8 does not need a skincare routine, okay? They just don't. Now, I understand that we want our children to develop healthy habits, and the earlier they develop them, the more likely they are to stick with them later on in life. Yes, I understand this, but a child from birth to age 8 needs a basic bath, a basic little bit of moisturizer, if you will, if they need it, if their skin is getting dry, and sunscreen, and that's it. They don't need anything else. They don't need a trendy product. They don't need all this extra stuff. And there's been a lot of issues surrounding this, but mainly what I want to focus on is the fact that it's just not necessary. Now, if you happen to watch this and you have a child who's in that preteen stage from 10 to 12, and they're like really on you about trying something on the market, I would advise you to talk to a dermatologist, which I am not. And I would advise you to get their honest opinion about the products that you're seeing online and whether or not it's going to be safe for your tween. And if you have a child 13 or older, again, talk to a dermatologist, but they should be implementing some type of facial cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, still the basic stuff, but maybe they want to get a little bit more specific. And then as they go through puberty, you know, there might be special needs that they have that come up, or if your child has eczema or something like that, you know, there's nuances to this in a way. But if your child has normal, fairly normal skin from birth to age 8, how many times I'm going to say it, I don't know, they don't need any type of skincare routine, okay? There's some real weird psychology that's going on with this, and I want to talk about it. So let's watch this response that Shay Mitchell had to the backlash she received online about her skincare brand.
Respond to moms who are like, we don't want our kids already focused on appearance at that age.
Absolutely, and neither do I. I mean, truly, skincare starts from birth. You know, we moisturize, we soothe, we comfort their skin as newborns. This is the same thing. It's just in a different format that's more fun, and I feel very age appropriate. I mean, I think this is, you know, coming down to it not being a beauty thing. Kids don't look at masks and think about fixing. They think about it being a cooling sensation and a shared moment.
Okay, so this is what she had to say about it. And I have some thoughts because the language here is very interesting. And it almost makes all of this seem very innocent, okay? It makes it seem like not a big deal, you know, big whoop, who cares? But I want you to pay attention, okay? Yes, babies and toddlers, they like to do what their parents do. This is how they learn. It's called mirroring. Children actively practice mirroring as a fundamental part of learning and development. They do this by imitating actions and reflecting emotions to understand the world and themselves. It's very normal. This is very normal, and it happens with every child. This is how they learn. It's great for their cognitive development, okay? Like, there's nothing wrong with your child wanting to do what you like to do. But here's where I encourage you as the parent to understand that they don't have to do everything that you do. It's not appropriate for them to, okay? If your child sees you exercising and they want to exercise with you, great. That's great. If your child sees you come out of the bath and you're dressed and you're ready to go for the day and they also would like to start doing that, great. Just fine, okay? But if your child watches you put like 5 to 10 different things on your face and is like, oh, like I need to be doing that, that's not true. Your child does not need to be doing that. And it's okay for us to say, hey, I'm a mom too. I get it. I know how urging children can be. I know how they can be on you about something, okay? But as the parent, we have to put our foot down and say, hey, you're under the age of 8. This is not for you. This is definitely not for you. And I would argue, honestly, 10 and under, it's just not something that they need to be worried about outside of, again, basic cleansing and moisturizer when they need it and sunscreen. And that's it. That's it, okay? And a quick Google search will show you that this is exactly the basic skincare for children. And what's upsetting about this is that we are placing adult expectations on children when we try to act like it is normal for a child, may I reiterate, under the age of 8 to have a skincare routine outside of the basic stuff that I've already told you and that we've already went over. And so it's very frustrating to have influencers and, you know, people defending this, because it's like, it's very easy to hear the language of, you know, like, it's a bonding moment and it's self-care and all this stuff. Okay, what 3, 4, 5-year-old is truly caring for themselves 100% all of the time? They're not. As a mom with small children, I know that small children are not caring for themselves all the time, okay? And now, do I think we should encourage them to love themselves and to appreciate themselves and to take care of themselves? Now, take care is different from self-care to me, okay? Yes, I do. But in the form of, hey, go outside and play. In the form of, hey, sit down and, depending on your reading level, between the age of 2 and 8, either read the book or flip through the book, you know, have some quiet time. And even then, self-care is also knowing what to do with your quiet time, right? Encouraging your kids to take quiet time, appreciate it, be able to not only do it, but to know what to do with it, whether that's coloring. My daughter wanted to paint my nails today. Okay, like, there are many different things that they can do for something like quiet time, and that is also a form of self-care. Making sure they get some exercise in, form of self-care. Our family goes for a walk almost every day together. That's just what we do, okay? This is how we meet those needs, because again, a child isn't necessarily going to be able to come up with that themselves. They can sit there and go, for quiet time, I think I want to color today, depending on, you know, at least our daughter can. But our son, you know, for quiet time, if he sees me during that time pick up my book, he's probably going to pick up his book because he's just going to mirror mom. He's going to do what mom is doing. Or maybe it's not going to be such quiet time and he wants to wrestle with dad, okay? Like, we have to understand that children, small children, are not caring for themselves. And so the idea of self-care, and I want to focus on the ideology of this, is just weird. This is getting weird. Like, I don't understand. And maybe it's not meant for me to. I don't know. And so I just want to encourage you that when you see stuff like this, this is not normal. We need to stop accepting things like this as normal, because it's not. Now, if you're coming on here and you're like, oh, you know, I want to encourage my 7-year-old to make sure he washes his face with soap in the shower and, you know, puts on his sunscreen, that's totally fine. You want to make sure they brush their teeth twice a day, that's totally fine, okay? You want to make sure that they have clean clothes on and that they brush their hair, totally, absolutely normal. There is nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to having a skincare routine with specific products, and they have to dedicate a certain time of day to doing these steps like an adult, that's where it gets weird, and that's where it is no longer normal. It is abnormal. This idea is abnormal, and we have to be careful here, because it's just, there's too many expectations on children already, in my opinion. They already have a lot going on that they don't need another adult expectation placed on them to take away their childhood, okay? We need to stop rushing their childhood and embrace their childhood, because once it's gone, it's gone. You know what I mean? And yes, when my child and when our daughter or son is 16 and my husband and I want to encourage them to have, you know, a skincare routine because they're going through puberty and it makes more sense, there's nothing wrong with that. But we're not gonna look at our toddler right now and be like, hey, go do your skincare. Like, care routine is for adults. It is meant for adults. And if our teenagers in the world happen to pick it up and they use what is appropriate for their skin, great. What a great habit to implement once you're 15, 16 years old. That's amazing. Okay, that's amazing. But that's not what we're doing. We're creating generations obsessed with skincare that don't even know what they do. They don't even know what the products do. And that's scary and that's dangerous. And it's giving an ideology that, hey, what you look like is all that matters in the world. And I don't agree with that. Okay, we have to stop listening to influencers. I'm serious. And they're not all bad. And some of them, you know, have sound opinions and make sound choices. But this ain't it. This ain't it. I get it. Our babies want to do what we are doing. I understand that. And as we've covered, that's totally normal. And there's nothing wrong with that. But they don't need a skincare routine. Okay? They actually don't need any routine other than brush your teeth, get your bath, and put on some clean clothes. Okay? Like, wear your sunscreen when you go outside and play. If your skin gets dry, here's some lotion. That's what they need. Okay? They need your love, your time, your attention. They do not need a skincare routine. Feel free to let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.